Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Why sticking it to Coinbase and Ripple isn't the best move from the SEC. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler visited the Aspen Institute for a conference this summer and made it clear that the rules were awfully clear on digital assets. He said something similar in a recent interview with the Financial Times, urging blockchain and fintech developers to talk to us, come in. The fate of the industry, like all finance, is about trust, he added. Encouraged by these words, one of the biggest companies in the crypto industry, Coinbase, moved in for guidance on their new product. What happened next? Well, Coinbase was slapped with a whale's notice faster and it could say regulatory clarity. This is now yet another chapter in the SEC's love-hate relationship with cryptocurrency organizations, and this time, however, it might be more personal than what meets the eye. And getting into that discussion, I try to, just kind of step aside and see as that unfolds with Ethereum and with Bitcoin. Kind of hasn't been a focus, but I admit there's a few times my feed just fills up with, DAI just loading down, and he's been extremely focused the past few months on calling out Ethereum with the SEC. Literally, the SEC says, here's a rule, don't break this, here's what's right, here's what's wrong, and then immediately after in that video, he'll have literally out of the mouth of Vitalik Buterin, just stating for Ethereum everything the SEC says not to do, and the reason that they're attacking Ripple as well. And also today, just watching some of the, or I should say, a good portion of the, I don't know what you want to call it, Gary Gensler speaking with, the senators with Congress or whatever about the currency and everything, and we had Toomey, making a lot of pro crypto points, and they were excellent. And even he, connected to finance, was talking to Gary Gensler, showing that even he doesn't have clarity because they don't offer it. And yet everything from the SEC, they state, it's not from the SEC, it's just my opinion. That alone destroys any clarity. Because if you're running the SEC and you're giving nothing but opinion, where are the rules? Where are the guidelines? How are you getting an opinion if there are no guidelines and no rules? And like Toomey and those guys are saying today, the things that they're calling out to be securities, even Toomey was stating it doesn't, factor. For example, it doesn't factor under the Howey test. And then he was talking about the second part, what may fall into the first, even specifically stating stablecoins wouldn't fall into the second. And that's where it was just getting a little bit interesting. As Gary Gensler stated that he believed that many, if not most, of the stablecoins were securities. And Toomey was mentioning how it's just a 1-for-1 for the US dollar. From his perspective, it was a currency like equivalent to using the USD. And that was pretty interesting. And then as it got into the, a little more into the discussion, I guess you could call it, since it was nothing but opinions today, they were stating, blanking on the senator's name, where he was asking Gary Gensler if he was trying to be retail investors' dad because of how he was acting. And I'll try to find that video. I'm sure somebody has it on Twitter and post it. It was pretty funny. So either which way, moving into the next article, 100 million XRP shifted by Ripple and Binance, while XRP remains above $1. So Ripple and Binance crypto giants have moved 100 million XRP tokens, according to recent on-chain data. And also, too, stellar on-chain activity explodes, signaling a bullish outlook for XLM. And unique assets on the Stellar network at 38,276. Over 6,000 assets have been added so far in September, and the 26th largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, XLM, is yet to recover from September 7 crash, and the total number of on-chain trades hit a peak in August 2021, implying high on-chain activity growth. And we continue to share a lot of amazing activity that's connected and happening with Stellar, and pretty impressed. And again, for us, we don't see it so much as, you know, a crash or a delay as, I mean, of course it's a delay, but the beginning of where we started to see this move, you know, since the last bull run was again about mid-December. So hopefully we get a lot of this sorted out. I know a lot of politics kind of overflowed from August into September. We're still seeing a lot of the political unrest, and it was, you know, in my opinion, a little more active already in September than it was in October, which was due to already be passed and allow a little bit more clarity for, you know, the digital assets at this point. So I think that might continue. I know there's a lot of politics that end before December, and I'm hoping all of that takes an effect and plays in with the timing of when the next cycle should begin for XRP and XLM. But having said that, guys, you know, remember, this is not financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. Just want to share a couple of my thoughts. You know, as I was reading these news articles, it just kind of came to mind. And if you saw today's, you know, conversation, I guess you could call it, since it was an opinion based from Gary Gensler, it was, to say the least, very, very interesting, where I think a lot of the senators and the, didn't mean to click on that, but a lot of the senators and the, yes, congressmen, all of the above, were on the same page as you and I as retail investors. It seems we all seem to understand the same thing, but I think not having the official definition out there, it allows the SEC to kind of change with the wind. So either way, guys, we'll see how this plays out. I think it's going to be a very interesting and exciting year. I think every month is just going to completely, you know, compound the month before until we take off. And before we go, I want to leave you with a final thought. You were put on this earth to achieve your greatest self, to live out your purpose, and to do it courageously. So I want to say much love to Surfmeister, our VIP on Patreon, and to each and every one of you. Much love, and we will catch you in the next one.